When the dent happens, it breaks those liners and then can expose the product inside to whatever air and other things that can create problems for us. For me, if I'm going to buy, I am particular about some of these things. But I eat in a restaurant. For the person who's going to buy items at the restaurant, how well am I? How sure am I that the person is buying the right products in the right situation or the right condition to prepare the meal that we're going to eat? So in their restaurants, at their kitchens, I don't see where the kitchen is. I don't see how neat the kitchen is. Whether the oil that is being used has been used once or twice or 100 times over. Whether the canned foods are dented or not. You are supposed to check these things for us.
Yeah.
What's your strategy or plan?
So if you go to most of these places, they're supposed to have the FDA food hygiene permit. So if you don't find them, ask for it. That's the first sign that at least the FDA has been able to inspect and we've authorized for that purpose. So if you go to most of these places and you don't see them, first of all, it's a first question mark. Then again, most of them have been covered, but I still wish we had covered everybody who does what we call the food establishment. So if you go and you don't find, you ask, you don't get, of course, those are too no, but it's better to ask than to be sorry later.
But it's for them to display it, isn't it?
So they're supposed to display, but assuming that they haven't displayed, you can still ask us.
Chinga is part of this.
Again, unfortunately,
it's an assembly thing.
I'm sure you give me everything for me to do. Don't worry,
that's an assembly thing.
I just wanted to be sure.
Why are they supposed to display that certificate?
So it's like I entered here, I saw Joy News, I saw Love FM. Normally at the reception.
So it should not be hidden?
No, it can't be hidden.
So if it's a restaurant I'm going to eat at, it should be displayed at the restaurant where I'm seated. So I can see the FDA certification there.
Sometimes they put it at the reception, sometimes we at where you're eating. And I've been to places, sometimes I came to Kumasi, where I've seen, and whenever I see, I smile. I see them. So if you don't see that, the first sign that ask. If you ask and it's not there, I don't want to say move, but I wish you not patronize, because we need to help by being conscious ourselves. You see, most of these advanced countries where we say, oh, US, it's the people who make the regulation sweet. They go, they find, they just report, and then the regulator moves. And I think we should also preach that practice. If you are conscious, I wish everybody would be like David, where if you purchase something, you first of all watch. I always do that. Before I even pay, I watch. And I'm hoping that I don't see one from a place I go and buy and I see it. Because when I do that, I'll straight up, I'll act.
But again, in as much as some of us are not watching or are not bold and brave enough to ask for the certificate or no, what are you going to do?
So we do periodic inspections, and they'll tell you we've been flooded with a lot of applications for especially what we call the food establishment. And because they are small scale, we have it's a bit simplified. But the enforcement is what makes it better. So it's not as complicated as somebody who'll be doing big time manufacturing. We've tried to identify where we can meet them at their needs and do that. Okay. And the feedback monitoring, feedback compliance is what for us works. And maybe, I don't know about Kumasi, but in Accra, we've had instances where we had to close some of them down for non-compliance. And trust me, if I come and you are not practicing, and most of the time we do what we call unannounced. So I'll not tell you I'm coming. Then for you to prepare and, of course, make your place a beautiful place, no.
So you're going to adopt the strategy of Zuba, the mayor, where he's not sitting in his office.
Exactly.
He's always out there, dealing with transport issues, dealing with congestion issues, dealing with all those issues that Kumasi people want.
A lot of surprises.
That's what you're going to do.
Exactly. Santa Claus surprises will happen.
Santa Claus surprises. One other concern I have with the FDA is that we live in a region where a lot of people believe that we are all herbalists. And so they put together their herbal preparations and they're selling them.
Makofa.
Well, and so they are producing all manner of, medicines. Some of them don't even have, permission from FDA to do that. Yet they're producing, they are selling. And when you ask them, they're like, "Oh, yes, I'm saying you. The for people who are listening to us, who patronize these things, they are doing it at their own, expense. But for people who are producing some of these things, what message do you have for them? Because you're producing without, certification or permission.
Exactly. So again, interestingly, I've had one meeting with. There are 3 different groups for the herbal industry. There's one that we are supposed to have a meeting, I think tomorrow, where the message will be simple. If you want to do the right thing, I'm here to help. But if you don't want to, please, I'm sorry. I'm not here to pamper anybody. It's reaching out. So I've had a lot of meetings, and the message is simple. We are not here to destroy anybody's business. I'm here, like I said, to help. And to make sure that you comply with the regulations and to make sure that I enforce my mandate. It goes with this adverts. I for the last 2 weeks, I'm always on TV, watching what goes on TV, and it's amazing and absurd. I'll be frank with you. Ridiculous claims that are being made, unwarranted claims that are being made, and I have already called some of them that we are going to deal with them.
One bottle of medicine can cure like 50.
And when I say I'm going to deal, I'm not going to call and just say, please caution. No, I'm not going to caution people who are flouting the law. For example, FDA gives approval for adverts. Please stick to your scripts. Then I hear all sort of things on Schedule 5 mentioning about reproductive system. It is for impotence. It's not allowed. That's one. Number two, recently we've had some little movement around where a lot of them are not compliant, like I said. And there are quite a lot of them. And I've noticed that from the data, if you look at the data we have in terms of the scope of herbal manufacturers in Kumasi, half of them are not in the database. And for me, it's worrying. So, again, I told he's the head of enforcement that, in fact, from today, we're supposed to have moved out to, I'm not going to mention, but to certain category of people I have noticed that they are not really on board. And I have to bring them on board. And I'll bring them on board. Because it's not going to, you see, when we come and you don't have FDA license, it's nothing about go and come. I'm closing your facility. Recently, they went to, I think, Agona and some places. We have to suspend some of the operations because, one, even though the FDA may have given you a license and you don't operate, like I said, we come and we don't operate within what we gave you, it is not negotiable. It will be closed down. For you to regularize it, after you have done, we'll go back. And two, it doesn't end there. There's a part about regulation that most people don't know. It's not about just the facility that you're manufacturing has a problem, because if the facility is problematic, the product cannot come out of the market. So it will be going with either from our, I need approval, but I'll tell what it is. When we come and a facility is non compliant, the product may have to be cancelled, the registration has to be cancelled, or have to do a recall. If you've noticed, some of them have been made to do recalls, and he's been fined heavily. A product, when we went there, he has a license, but what we found out was that he had adulterated the product with allopathic medicines, which is some diazepam, some metronidazole for herbal, exactly, for herbal formulation. I don't mind. I can give you. I'll send you the recall, the letter we wrote to him. You have a herbal product we've registered for a particular indication. You've mixed 8 medicines to the herbal product. Is it not criminal? What sort of money do you want that you have to do this to your people? So yes, it's not going to be business as usual. If you want to do the right thing, trust me, I'm open to help. And to the issue about the people being frustrated, I fully agree. I noticed that we used to ask them to bring one document, and then they go and come and meet David today. He says this. They meet Leo. I've told them no. That cannot be done for anybody who wants. A business person doesn't have time to come to the office and be submitting things in bits and pieces. So rather, I've created a unit where they are ready to advise. And
the unit wasn't there before?
Well,
it's a yes or a no. I mean,
it wasn't. So
it wasn't fine. I mean, so it's a plus for you.
It's okay.
Take the credit. No.
I understand. So it's structured so that when you come, I don't want this business of go and come. And the funny part is that when you come on Monday, come and meet Leo. Tuesday, come and meet David. They are giving you different suggestions, and people are frustrated. So I said no. Let it come as bulk. We rather tell them this. You need A, B, C, D, and when you bring it to us, I form a committee in house. The committee will look at it as a unit. And then whatever decision that we have to make to you, we tell you, okay, we think you have to bring this correction, bring this. When you bring it, then we are done from our side. To reduce the bureaucratic processes and this frustration. Number two, I've looked at the time, the traffic in the office. And I've looked again at the time taken to submit an application and then how long it takes. Frankly speaking, it was too much. So paperwork were too many. So I've told them to reduce the paperwork. Everything should be electronic. So when it comes, we scan your documents, we put it on our system immediately. Then the client doesn't have to go and do photocopy and come.
Ideally, how long will it take for the person to get a certification or approval?
So we have what we call premium, which is 50 working days. Then we have the normal one for, I'm using food, which is 90 days. For medicine, it's because it's a bit complicated. So medicine, we have 6 months for what we call normal products. And for what we call priority medication, so like anti-malarials, HIV, TB, it's 3 months. So that is our standard timeline.
What about people who believe that Charlie FDA bribe brutal? Bribes. Have you heard it?
I've heard it. Unfortunately, there was a survey recently where I think some figures. It's for me. if you make the system transparent, some of these things will not happen. Because if I come and I'm frustrated today, tomorrow, as a businessman on the other, you will find ways of trying to
influence the
whatever.
System, yeah.
But if it comes and it is A and B, this is the process, this is the issue. And I've told them, if you come and any of my staff tries to do that, or behaves rudely, or arrogantly, or makes you don't feel welcome, let me know.
What if the person, sometimes your staff may not necessarily request, demand, ask. Mm-hmm. I want the thing to be done quick for me. So let me influence. And also,
so the issue that, let me just inform them, nobody in this region can influence a registration. I'll be fine. Even me, I can't. So if you think that by giving somebody X or Y, it can change any decision, it's a fallacy. Mm-hmm. Number two, the registration process is a bit interesting. It's not done by one person to minimize discretion. It's a committee. So if you go and give David some X amount, unfortunately, David will just chop your money because he cannot do anything. In fact, even here, the worst the person can do is to say, "Oh, I will advise you."
What if I take and I share with a few of the committee members?
Still, unfortunately, I'm the one who take the decision from this side. So unless you share with me too.
Okay. Now, wait. One second. With all that, that you've said, which of course excites me, and unfortunately, my time is really out. I don't know whether we can even activate the phone lines. Do you have laboratories here where you can do some of the testing for these things and get to say, okay, fine, I'm approving of this medication or I'm approving of this food? Do you have labs here?
So the way the FDA system works, the lab is not decentralized. It's in Accra.
Is that the best?
For me, it is not. I hope that along the line, as we grow as
is this something that you champion to bring a lab here?
I would love to have it here.
You can do it. You're a regional boss. Convince them adequately that, listen, looking at the volume of work in Kumasi, looking at the size of the region, we need a lab here. This is a Kumasi or Ashanti region.
I fully agree. In fact, you can ask my team. One thing I've even noticed is that currently we request most of these applicants, those who want to submit for registration, to go to one place. And I think they are choked. So it's something that I've noticed that it creates traffic, it creates delays from their side, it even overburdens them. So behind the scenes, we've already discussed that we will tell that to management. If it's possible to have to accredit more than just one lab to perform that function. You see, the problem that for us, we can't do it because of conflict of interest. So when they come, we send them to those places to perform. And
are you sure that the labs that you refer them to are not compromised? That they cannot be influenced? So
periodically, we do audit of them as well. And it is interesting. These things have been discussed between myself and my team. And I've been trying to reach out to, I don't want to mention, but somebody in Accra, to let them be aware that I need the nod to do certain things, because I look at some of their results and frankly, with my experience, I don't want to doubt, but I wish I could do something else.
So what do you do then? When you see such results and you're not convinced, you're not really like, this work was done properly or well, what do you do?
So it's a matter of following up to go and check what is happening. And like I said, I have informed unofficially, but I'll do that officially because I need to. And then to encourage anybody who has the capacity, if you're a lab that you think you have the capacity to do that for the Ashanti region, it's huge, I'll be frank. We have over 5,000 facilities that have to do business. Each of them has to do registration. And imagine me sending these 5,000 people to one place. It's not the best. We need more. And frankly, with just my 1 month in office, normally we do what we call reviews, periodic reviews with management. It's something that if I have the opportunity, which I'll bring it up, because the potential for Ashanti region is so big, huge that if we get just one big time lab whose function is just to do that for us, we have, in fact, GDP, it will help. Okay. And I always believe in the one thing.
Let's go for a loan.
No, but you have to have some qualification.
Oh, he can go for the loan, build it and get the expert. Maybe I was a multimedia. I mean, it's something that is exciting because it looks like there's a gray area, and that's one thing that I think we can
explore. Push. Listen, I have so many questions to ask.
Seriously.
But unfortunately, my time is up. I have not read any message. I have not activated the phone lines. But you're just 1 month in office, and I can feel the energy in you that you want to really make a difference in the region. Let's